guys, what's going on? This is Yoki Man here. Welcome back to another episode of this FIFA 21 career mode with Bayer Leverkusen. And it's time for Season 2. Let's start building for Season 2, guys. I'm looking forward to it. The reason we did pick pre-season tournament was quite simply just to keep match sharpness. If you didn't catch the end of the last season, go back and watch it. Fantastic first season. Got our first bit of silverware. I'm not going to tell you what bit of silverware. Got our first bit of silverware as well. So let's take a brief look at the squad. We're going to look at loaning some players out, moving some players on. I'm interested more. What's going to dictate what we do in this window is what players we end up selling because of bids that come in. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's Season 2. We haven't done a Season 2 yet on FIFA, so I'm excited to see what we could do. So as Baumgartlinger will be leaving the club, we also have a transfer offer here for Sven Bender, and for me, he's kind of pivotal. I don't want to lose him. He's one of the older players in the club, obviously at 32 years of age, but still 81 rated, still can do a job, and I certainly don't want to sell him to a German rival, so we're going to keep him. Also interesting to note that the transfer budget this year by 54 million has been increased. This is new, so do we have even more money? Let's take a quick look. Surely not. No, so we do. That was basically telling us why we had 100 million, because we did so well with the budget last year. So yeah, we've got 100 million to spend. I'm first of all going to look at players that we're going to list and try and offer out. And then maybe we're going to scout a few players, look at a few players. I'm going to scout the Brazilian leagues, the Argentine as well. But I'm not sure how much change I want to make to the team. I'm quite happy with the squad. I think we did really well last season. So I've scouted through the Argentine league and also taking a quick look at the Brazilian league, but it's quite blatantly obvious that they don't have any licensing for the Brazilian league. I'm looking at younger players, obviously, as well. But yeah, it's not great, is it? It's not, well, it's not good to see. There's one player who we are going to look at, Luis Siniestra. I've used him before on Football Manager. I know he's very pacey, so we're going to take a look at him. But yeah, it's just an unfortunate side effect, and clearly not a lot of the Brazilian youngsters that you would usually expect with a wider database, unfortunately, on the game. Just taking a quick look, just added a few more players to the list. We've got William Carvalho now added, as well as some other players. I was looking at Isco, just simply because he's going to be out of contract, so I thought if he's a player that's out of contract, he's a top-tier talent, maybe he's not getting game time at Real Madrid. It could be realistic, that mindset, that he's not getting game time at Real Madrid. In that case, maybe we should go in for Isco. He'd be like a marquee, like without a doubt a marquee signing. Or maybe we don't. Maybe it's unrealistic. But one we are going to go in for instantly is Lucas Vasquez. We could do with a right winger. He's on the free transfer market. He's been let go. So we're going to instantly approach to sign him. Now, I'm hoping and I'm praying that he's going to tell me what he wants, because, you know, that's the scenario we're in. I don't have enough scouting knowledge. Also, we've got Bold Man on Bold Man. They've still got this broken. Okay, no, it's just us now that are the bold man. The other guy doing the negotiation isn't the bold man. This isn't our avatar. We didn't create him, so he's there. But yeah, I just think Lucas Vasquez on a free would be ridiculous not to pick him up. I'm going to try and just give him 2 years. He can come into the club until he's 32, get some game time, play rotation, Champions League football for us as well this season. So having that kind of player is definitely going to help. We are in the biggest quandary in the world here, though, because I don't know what he wants. I'm going to offer him 45 and 100k. And this is just a rail stab in the dark. I might get this wildly wrong. Not that wrong. So 52, 300k, 700,000 after 10 goal. We can't afford it, so we will just do it. But yeah, great bit of business. Free transfer. Lucas Vasquez coming into the team. Let's see what he's rated. He's rated 79. He's a really good right winger for us to pick up for no money. There's also a few other players on this free transfer market. Now, these are two players that apparently are prospects, and I'm really intrigued to see how good they are. We've got Ika Lasoda, and we've also got Balagon, Florian, good English player. I don't know about him. I feel like maybe he played for Chelsea, not a clue, but he physically looks really good. They both look pretty decent if they're on the upper end of their stats. I'm just tempted maybe to cheekily sign both of them if they don't work out. We just loan them out, but it's always handy to have more good young potential players in the squad. We will scout them both, though, and we'll see how we get on with the scout reports on them. Maybe that will do better. We've got a transfer offer here for Wendell. Financial report, I mean, that's got to be good, hasn't it? It's got to be good. An interesting Kessie, a player we want. The interest is Monaco. I don't know if Kessie's a player we need now with Aaron Geese still playing Maximilian Arnold. I don't really think we need a DM at the moment. Of course, we're just going to reject this Wendell offer. It doesn't interest me whatsoever, especially that kind of bid from Sevilla. I think we keep him. Although what we do need to know is he didn't get masses of game time and maybe potentially would want to leave, but he's our only left back at the moment. With us playing free at the back quite consistently, we do need to keep him on board at the club. Got to be quick simming these friendly games as well in the friendly tournament. I don't really care about it. We're in it for match sharpness, really. More than anything, we're just in it for match sharpness. The players that play in the game will get more match sharpness. So that's really the only reason we're in it. They had 2 shots, 2 chances, scored them both. What a surprise. Well, time for the Porto game real quick. Let's see how we do against Porto, see if we can get a result. 2 Portuguese sides, which is interesting. We get a draw, so we've still got a chance of going through, but it really doesn't bother me if we go through or not, to be honest with you. Interesting move there. Leipzig will lose Forsberg for 15.5 million to Sociedad. Leicester have signed Emerson, and Spurs have signed Peter Golaski. So, some interesting moves going on at the moment. Some interesting ones. No massive ones, though, to be honest with you. Interested in a Mobley, though. Barcelona, that'd be big. We've got Benjamin Pavard there leaving Bayern Munich, which obviously weakens them, which gives us a bigger opportunity. Well, what could easily be the third and final game of this pre-season tournament against Atletico Bilbao, and we do draw 2-2. So we will be out, which is absolutely fine. We dominated all 3 games. And again, 2 shots, 2 chances they scored. So does that tell me something about our defence coming into the current season? Maybe. I'm quite happy defensively last season. We were good. Well, there's a big one. Juve signing Nicolas Pepe. How much did they pay for him? 130k, 64 million. Well, 64.5 million. That's massive. I'm enjoying keeping an eye on some of the deals. Liverpool signing Nelson Semedo as well. And Zakaria leaving Gladbach to Lazio, so it seems like the German sides are getting weaker. So we've got a full scout report back now on Iker, and he's 70 rated already at 19, and he's got high potential, so we're going to offer him a contract. Don't see any reason why we wouldn't offer the young Spaniard a contract, try and get him in the club. It's another striker for us for the future. We don't really have many backup behind Silas, Schick, and Kramaric. There is like no youngster coming through. They're the guys. They are the guys. That's it, really. So he wants a pretty reasonable deal, and we will tie him down to 4 years on rotation for less than the recommended wage. We'll have to pay some fees, but I haven't got a problem with that. That's a decent deal in my book. 70 rated striker joining Leverkusen. Well, it's really interesting so far that the 2 bits of business that we've done are free transfers, and we haven't really had any bids in yet, so my hand has not been forced at all. We are going to be in the Super Cup final, and here we go. My hand is now going to be forced a little bit. We've got Jonathan Tah now, 41.4 million. And I'm going to negotiate it. I'm going to negotiate it because I think Jonathan Tah would leave Leverkusen. It's whether you rate Lazio as a bigger club or not. I don't know. In fact, no, we're going to reject it. If it is a bigger name team, then we will negotiate a correct deal for Jonathan Tah. But I don't think Lazio's that much of a step up from Bayer Leverkusen, or if it even is at all. We've got some business to deal with now. We've got a loan offer, Turkmen, which is just a straight loan. I'm glad they seem to have fixed that. We've got a swap deal for Schick. We're going to look at that because we did want João Mario. He's actually a player we wanted. Do we swap Schick? And then we've got a swap deal for Leon Bailey from Arsenal, which is definitely not something we'll do. How come I knew that this one was João Mario? Okay. This one is William. We definitely won't be doing this one, but I will negotiate with Arsenal because I could see Bailey going to a club like Arsenal. And if they will pay up his transfer, basically his transfer fee, then we will sell him. Devastating, but I did say we wanted to do this moderately realistic. And to be fair, if Arsenal came a knock-in for a Bayer Leverkusen player for the correct fee, we would definitely sell them. So we're going to remove the exchange player. I've got no interest in William whatsoever. I'm going to propose a new transfer fee, and we're going to set it to 88, and we'll see what they say. They might just walk away instantly. They say 39 and Maitland-Niles. Don't do quite like Maitland-Niles. We're not really playing right back, so we will propose a new one again. And I'm actually going to go at just 79. I would be happy with around the 79-80 million mark for him. And they don't want to see it going through. So Leon Bailey will be sold from Bayer Leverkusen for 79 million. And we will give ourselves a good chunk of that to play with and sign new players. I'm gutted if he signs a contract with them. Leon Bailey, one of my favourite players to use last season. But if we're being honest with ourselves, this is how I like to play career mode. Arsenal came in real life for a Bayer Leverkusen player for 80 million, they would definitely sell, so we will sell Leon Bailey. But the Patrick Schick deal's an interesting one because I do like João Mario. I do. I want to view him again. I do like João Mario. He's 81 rated. Patrick Schick wasn't great for us. He's a very creative central midfielder. The question is do we need him? I need to mull this one over. Let's take a look at our central midfield options. So if we look at centre mid, we've got Torres, Palacios, Demarai. We've also got Arnold and Aaron Geese. So maybe potentially we could use another centre mid. Because when you think about it, we probably are a little bit short because we play free in the centre. We play free in the centre at any one time. And Torres does play on left wing as well. I don't know, but it is the risk of losing Schick. It really is the risk of losing Schick because if we do let him go, we have Lasada as the backup and then Kramaric, and that is basically it. And Silas, so we could retrain Silas and give Silas more game time. I think we might do this deal, guys. I think we might let Schick go. Not a great season from him. He's not exactly happy at the club. I think we might let Schick go and bring in João Mario, a player who we were looking at anyway. So we are just going to accept the offer then. We are going to accept the offer and we will do a deal then with João Mario when we can. Can we do that straight away? No. So we've accepted it. We'll see what happens when that comes back. But yeah, interesting. First swap deal will have completed in the save. And what's really interesting is Leon came up with a player that we actually were looking at signing. So now we can do the contract negotiations here with João Mario over it. Let's do the negotiation and see what João Mario has to say. If he wants to join the club, hopefully he does. He's on a fairly decent wage. I'm going to put him down as important because he will be important to us. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. He's going to be an important player at the club. Imagine. I'm going to give him 4 years, the 28-year-old. A bit of experience as well with big teams such as Inter. And Leon now for a season as well. We'll accept that. Although it does make you wonder what kind of season he had at Leon because they're letting him go. He's on 70k. I think we can get him for cheaper. We're going to offer him 60 and 200 as a signing on bonus. And let's see what he says. He wants 230, but he's happy with the 60k. And I'm absolutely happy with that deal. Welcome to the club, João Mario. Well, now we've received a really interesting bid for Sven Bender now. Porto wants Sven Bender. Right, and this is the problem, is the swap deal is Romario Barrow, and we all know that he is a future superstar, 21 year of age. I would do this deal, but I just don't think it's realistic. I feel like Porto are getting such a terrible end of the deal. I think it's basically just being 100% based on overall. We're going to reject it. Barrow would be someone in the future that maybe we might sign. I really like the look of him, but there's no way that this deal would be made. There's no way that this deal would be made because we're getting one of the great young hot prospects and Leon are getting a player that's a couple of seasons away from retirement. Don't get me wrong, he's a leader and he's a fantastic player, but they're definitely getting the short end of the stick and I think it's a bit unrealistic. So we're going to reject that one. Unfortunately, Barrow would be awesome. Well, we have got a scout report back as well on Florian, and if he was a lower league side, I think he'd be a great pickup on a free transfer, but definitely not for us in this situation. In order to help us find a few more players, I'm also going to set up the scout instructions now. We're going to go any position defense-minded, any position prolific, any position first-team quality, and any position not strong. I've done that wrong. I don't want strong. I want to change that to promising. Not strong, and look for some younger players. I don't know how I've ended up strongs right next to promising, that makes sense. And see what they come back with. Well, the news filters through to the Leverkusen fans, and we're going to have to promise to them that we're going to bring in someone to replace the superb and fantastic Leon Bailey as he departs to go to Arsenal. 79 million in the end, and to be honest with you guys, you just can't look that deal down. You just can't not make that deal. Sad to see Bailey go. I think he would have had a brilliant season. Would have loved to have seen him in the Champions League. But it does mean now that we probably won't sell any big stars unless it's a ridiculous bid, because we don't need to anymore. They've sold a big star, they've financed the club, and we are going to start looking for players to replace Leon Bailey. And, it's going to be difficult. Who have we got on the list at the moment who we would potentially replace Bailey with is the question. I know we've got Cucurella, who is a fantastic player. We could go in for him. Also, see, Fakia's right side here. I was going to say Fakir could be a decent shout, but Isco actually could play on that left side. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think maybe we do actually sign Isco. I'm sure Asensio will get games. I feel like Isco at his age, right, at 29, he's unhappy. His contract is running out as well. So remember that his contract is running out. Would probably be looking to find a move away from Real Madrid. So maybe we could be the team that he finds his move away with. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that one with you guys. He's the front runner, but we will look at other players. I'm also really got a heightened interest in signing Christian Porto, but I think the first player we are going to go in for is Ante Rebic. I think he makes sense, to be honest with you. We did add Lacazette just simply because he'd moved to Atletico, potentially, if he weren't getting game time. But we're not going to go with that one. And I put Zapata on there because he's a beast. He's a beast. Zapata is a beast, but 30 years of age. I don't think it makes sense, but Rebic, he's not bad, is he? Striker cam, and I think we could train him to play on the wing. He's definitely got the pace, he's got the crossing, so I think we could retrain him to play left wing as well. I think we're going to go in for Rebic. So the usual meeting with our twin. Let's see what kind of transfer deal we can get done. I am going to be a little bit cheeky. I'm just going to chuck 20 million out there and see what he says to me. He might, you know, absolutely scream and shout. They want Demarai. That is not going to happen. We need him next season. So we'll propose a new transfer fee again. And we will up it. We're not going to be too... We've got a bit of cash, haven't we, to be fair. I do like the idea of having the Croatian teammates Rebic and Kramaric on the team. And 26 million is more than acceptable for me. Welcome to the club, Rebic. A player I definitely could see at Leverkusen. And following suit of his compatriot in Kramaric. I'm looking forward to having the two in the team. So we've delegated his contract, but what I want to do at this stage now is, although we were playing him on the right wing from time to time, Silas, is I want to retrain him back to... he'll still be able to play on the right wing. I want to retrain him back to striker because he's going to get a lot of game time this season, which is really exciting to see. He thoroughly deserves it. How long should it take? It should take 2 weeks. Absolutely fine. Hunky-dory. He could be a key man for us this season. He's going to have to step up because Rebic is going to come into the team, but I'm also going to retrain him to play the left. But that does not mean that we're still not looking for that left winger. We still need that position. Well, Turkmen will be loaned now, which is good to see. We still have several loans to wait and hear back for. But the news has broke that Patrick Schick has been sold. We gained 8.7 million for it, as well as João Mario. I think it's a good deal when you think about how well Schick performed last season. You know, we all had doubts about him. A lot of people were saying, sell him, sell him. You definitely weren't saying it like that, but in my head you are. So we have sold him and got back a player that we would have wanted. Oh, we received another offer for Wendell, which we are going to reject straight up. I just can't see us letting him go. I don't think it makes sense. But the good news, the Rebic deal has come back, and he has accepted a contract with us for 3 years as a first-team player. And we make our first monetary signing of this season, and it is Rebic. So far we've signed Vasquez, Lasada, the youngster, and now Rebic into the team. And instantly what I'm going to do as he joins up the new squad is I'm going to retrain him to play on the left-hand side. Will take us 5 weeks to retrain him as left wing, so not bad at all. As I said already, I believe he's got the attributes to play that position anyway. I'm sure I've seen him play that in real life as well. So welcome back to the Bundesliga. Ante Rebic. Excited to have him in the squad. So, a couple more options for you guys to think about on left wing here. We've gone out and signed Ezequiel Barco, again, Argentine player, someone who would definitely fit into the model that we have here at Leverkusen. And also, Luis Sinistra, or Siniestra. Yeah, we'll get there. He can play left or right wing, extremely rapid, very athletic, 22-year-old Colombian, relatively unknown to the European scene. Same with Barco. I think both would be great signings. Potentially the kind of player that Leverkusen would bring in as well. I like the idea of both of them, but let me know what you think. Or should we break the bank? Should we go all out? And should we sign ourselves Isco and play him as our left winger and cam rotation? So we have received a transfer bid for Mitchell Weiser, and I'm actually going to accept it. We're going to sell him here to Braga for 10.5. It's over what they expect us to be able to get anyway. And if we're being honest with you, Arias, if we do play a right back, will be the starting right back. And I don't think we really need him because the three at the back seems to be what we play predominantly. Yeah, I think we're going to let him go. I think defensively we're fine at the moment, so we will let Weiser go for 10.5 million to Braga. Interesting one here. So Mitchell Weiser's proposed move to Braga is broken down. They can't agree a contract. It's fine. I don't mind keeping him. That's not a problem. Oh, no. 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 This is not what we wanted, is it? Real Madrid have come in for Moussa Diaby. No. This is not what we wanted. We've kind of got to make the mental decision now of, if Real Madrid came in for Moussa Diaby, would Leverkusen be? They just wouldn't, would they? I was going to say, would we be able to convince him to stay for another season? But you wouldn't be able to. Would we be able to take the same stance as, let's say, maybe what Dortmund did with Sancho? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to say his price tag, and if they don't pay it, 120 million is going to be his price tag, and if they pay it, then we'll let him go. But he's got plenty of time left on his contract. This is not what I wanted, not what I expected. When the bids weren't coming in early doors, I was like, this is going to be easy. But it's instantly picked up a notch here, and we're not going to budge on this. It's 120 million or nothing. Zinedine Zidane, obviously wanting a French compatriot. He wants Diaby. 120 million, or we don't sell him, and we'll see what they say. 78. We're going to say one more time, 120. If they don't meet that, that is it. We will not be selling Diaby. Not this season. And what we'll do is we'll mentally say to Diaby, you know, because you can't do that in game, that we will let you go next season if the correct bid comes in. Oh, they've gone up to 101. We're going to counter again because they have moved up, and I'm going to go to 120 again. We are not going to budge from this 120 mindset. If they're willing to pay it and they want Diaby, they will pay 120 million. And let's see what's said. They've said no, Zidane will walk away from the deal and we will keep hold of Diaby at least for this season. But bear in mind, guys, we're going to have to let him go next season if a bit of 100+ million comes in, or else realistically the player would be extremely unhappy. But, you know, we set our stall down, 120 million. They weren't willing to pay it. I don't want to lose Bailey and Diaby in the same season. Although it would be realistic for us to let him go for the correct fee. It would be. We will do. Not this season, though. Not this season. Well, Arsenal doing some big business. They've signed Jordan Henderson now as well as Leon Bailey. We've got a transfer offer in now for Bellarabi. It's with a swap deal by the looks of it. And what is the deal? No, it's not. Is looking to offer Rodriguez as part of a swap deal and pay us 23, which makes me think Rodriguez is really rubbish, which he is. Yeah, we're not going to sell Bellarabi, to be honest with you. I think he'll probably end his career. I'm very happy with Bellarabi. He's getting on a bit. We all know that, but I'm happy with him at the club. Transfer bid coming in from Spurs now for Maximilian Arnold. Now, that doesn't surprise me. Probably one of the standout players last season. He ain't going anywhere. Not going anywhere. We also received a loan bid for Wendell and a transfer offer for Arias, but there was no point showing you they weren't even close to being acceptable, and we won't be selling either of those players either. So a couple of changes to the game this year, well, for this season. We're going to up it to 6 minutes per match, and I am going to oh, there's some sim stuff? Okay, I didn't know that. And we're going to look to change the sliders a little bit. I don't know what I'm going to change at the moment. I really don't know what I'm going to change. What I am definitely going to do is I'm going to put the run frequency up for the CPU up to 60. See if that improves them. I'm quite happy with the marking and stuff. The first touch control error I'm going to put down a bit, put up a bit as well. No, I want it down. I'm going to put that down a little bit so it favors the CPU, not up. That was the wrong move from me. I'll put that down a little bit. We'll put it to 45. I'm just going to tweak stuff as we keep on playing. When I find a spot where I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy with this, then, you know, I'll let you guys know. But for the moment, I'm just going to tweak it as we go on. I'm also going to tweak hours because I think there isn't enough injury. I know this sounds crazy, right? Someone's saying, there's not enough injuries. You don't want injuries. But if we're thinking realistically, there should be more injuries. If you play a game like Football Manager, which is predominantly what I've played for the past few years, you have a lot more injuries. So we're going to put that up to 60, and I'm going to put the frequency up to quite a bit. I've tested this already and didn't see any injuries, so we're going to put it up to 75. It's going to make us have to make more decisions during the league season when it comes to player injuries. I know with the realism mod last year, you got a lot more injuries, and I really like that because it really made you fiddle around with squad depth and have to change stuff, and I want that same feel in this career mode. So this is going to be the squad for the Man City game. Usually we would play that 5 at the back, But there's no need. I'm seeing this game as a bit of a free hit. We're just going to see how we get on against Manchester City, to be honest with you. I'm not too fussed about the result. I don't expect to win the UEFA Super Cup. I certainly don't expect to win this game. So I thought we'll just play around with a few stuff. No new players in the team, but there are some on the bench. It's going to be a partnership of Arnold and Torres in centre mid today. Amiri playing as Cam. Let's see how we get on. Well, it is awesome that we've managed to find ourselves into this kind of cup competition. And it is a very much rainy affair here at the Stadion Europa. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be taking on Manchester City. They've got a very good squad, a very, very good squad. As you see there, Sergio Ramos in the team. Yes, Sergio Ramos. There is a trophy up for grabs, so we are going to try in this one. It's not like we're not going to try, but I'm not looking at it and thinking we need to play really defensive and try and hit them on the counter. I just want to see how the team gets on against a team like Man City and how far we've come. And what maybe we can achieve this season in the league. Again, the aim for this season will be a top 4 finish. That's all I really care about this season. If we could get a top 4 finish, it would be absolutely fantastic for the boys. But this is the first time we've played a level of caliber team in Europe as a Manchester City. Obviously being in the Europa League, so it'll be interesting to see how we get on. Well, the chants of Come On City already ringing around the stadium, so it means the Manchester City fans have come out in their droves for this one, and they'll be expecting another trophy in the cabinet as they won the Champions League this year. Do we think that Manchester City can do that in real life? Though I watched a Man City game last night. They played against Marseille. Man City played against Marseille, not Man City, and it seemed pretty comfortable for them. I'm not going to lie, it didn't seem like a difficult matchup. They seemed to be in cruise control for the majority of it, but we'll see if they're going to be in cruise control here against us. Hopefully not. Sabitzer there on the ball will find a great ball to Sterling. It's going to be interesting with the run frequency favouring Man City now, what difference that has. Well done, Jonathan Tah. Oh, that's a beautiful ball as well to Bellarabi. Subject of some bids, Bellarabi, in this window, but he's not going anywhere as far as we're concerned at the moment. He's certainly been a key player for me throughout the series so far, and I'm just a big fan of him nonetheless. And Amiri there will be taken down by Sabitzer, and we instantly see that will be an injury, and the referee's going to pull this up for an injury. That's the first time we've had that happen, and we want that to happen. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But injuries happen in football. Look at the injury crisis that Liverpool are facing right now in real life. Unfortunately, on FIFA, you don't seem to get that. You just get this really random and stupid training injury that happens a lot. So our hand has been forced, and Paulinho will not. No, we're going to bring on Rebic for some early game time. He can play at Cam, so we're going to bring him on and see how he gets on. Well, Man City moving the ball well now. Angelino in the Man City side, obviously doing well at Leipzig in real life at the moment. See what Manchester City can do. They're making more runs, so I'm expecting they'll create more chances as Aguero gets one right there. And it's well saved by Hardecki. Put under pressure early doors here. And a good save in the end. He's hit it straight at the keeper, though, to be fair. We'll see what they can do from the corner. It looks like they're going to play it short, and they do play it short to Raheem Sterling, and Oliver Torres there does get to it, but it'll go straight out for a throw into Manchester City. Oh, no, it won't. It'll be a free kick. Well, that's surprising, because I don't think that should have been a free kick, but it's a terrible one in the end. And what can Wendell do now? He's going to break away a little bit. He has got some pace. Go on, Diaby. Subject of a massive bid from Real Madrid, and we managed to keep hold of him. Diaby now asking for runners. He will find Kramaric. What can Kramaric do? It's the first time he's gone through, and 1-0. Bayer Leverkusen in this final, and Manchester City looking like Manchester City, all control, all domination, one breakaway from our killer players in Diaby, who's going to have a huge season this year without the man himself, Leon Bailey, in the squad. Plays a superb ball to Kramaric, and I was nervous he wasn't going to get to it, but he does so well. What a fantastic finish. Well, from a Sergio Aguero opportunity, it ended up being a goal for us, and Oliver Torres has done very well there, and Rebic just took a little bit of a heavy touch, and he's gone down a bit funny now, grabbing his foot. Maybe, just maybe, we might have to turn the injuries down a touch. I'm not sure yet. We will find out as we go on. Oh, that's a beautiful ball to Raheem Sterling, and Manchester City are right back in it. Well, we had a player down in Rebic. We're going to keep him on for a moment, see if he can run it off. It's not great for the start of his career at Leverkusen. Man City have gone through and scored, and we were all out of sorts defensively there. We were all over the shop, and Raheem Sterling finishes. Well, we'll see here if Rebic can run this off. There is the image there on the top telling us that he's injured. Oh, Raheem Sterling's got to that very quickly, but will end up with a throw. Arias has got to do better there. He's got to do better, and all of a sudden this game is very even, and it's not where we wanted the game to be. I've got Maximilian Arnold now making a little bit of a run, but he's going to be tackled. Scrappy game so far in the rain, but Manchester City have definitely been the better side. They won't want us to counter again, though. I can tell you that for free. They will not want us be having those opportunities on the counter because we look very dangerous when we get them. Sergio Ramos now allowed to run with the ball. Aguero turns. Oh, it was nearly a fantastic ball in, wasn't it? Oh, and Sven Bender's been caught out. Bernardo Silva. Aguero! 2-1. It didn't take long. Did not take long, and it's poor defending from us, and Rebic hasn't recovered from the injury. We're going to have to bring him off now for Paulinho. But Sergio Aguero, how many years has he got left in him? It doesn't matter, because he scored a terrible clearance from Sven Bender. We need to switch on. Well, another goal for Manchester City to make it 2-1 there. Sergio Aguero with the goal. Unfortunate for us, really unfortunate for us. We took the lead, and now Rebic, not a debut to remember, as Paulinho's going to come on, and we've been forced into 2 changes in this first half already. Not good news for us, and the tide has turned a little bit here now, unfortunately. We're going to have to figure out how we find our way back into this one. I think we definitely can. Paulinho now. He'll pull that back. We've got Oliver Torres. What can Oliver Torres do? He's waiting for Bellarabi, and he's played it in, but he's played him offside. And Manchester City will get the ball back, and it's the last thing we want at this moment in time, to be honest with you. Manchester City having the ball, because they've been so dangerous on the ball. This changing of the run frequency has definitely helped. Sabitzer now finds Aguero, but Sven Bender will tidy that up, and he'll want to atone for his early mistake that he made. And Maximilian Arnold now making a run, and we've got some legs here, haven't we? We are going to play that back forward to Paulinho. Paulinho's going to find Kramaric. Kramaric will take a touch, and then he'll fire off a shot, and that's better from Laporte this time. They want to avoid that at all costs, really, don't they? They don't want him in those positions, and they've got away with that one. Aguero now will turn with the ball. He's got Sven Bender there. He's also got Raheem Sterling in the end, but Hardecki makes another big save, and it does feel like every time they come forward, it could be a matter of time until they get a third and kind of close the door on this tie. Pep there on the sideline, a little bit unhappy with the finish from Sterling. Well, they're clearly going to play it short again, and they've done that a couple of times now. Raheem Sterling does try and fire in the shot in the end, but it's deflected out for our ball, and that's good news for us, isn't it? Really good news for us, as Oliver Torres now can move the ball out of his feet, and Jonathan Tat will bring this out of the box. They'll find Paulinho. What could Paulinho do now? Actually been very good since coming on the pitch. He's going to switch that back to Oliver Torres, who will find Paulinho again, and this is great footwork, and in the end, it's Arias who plays the poor pass, and Raheem Sterling will have the beating of Arias all day long. Oh, he doesn't. That's very surprising. And now we've got a problem. Houston, we've got a problem. We've got Aguero, and Sven Bender does fantastically. Now they will have a problem. I can guarantee you they will have a problem, as Diaby's got the ball. Diaby with pace. Diaby with pace. Oh, the touch is too heavy. The touch is too heavy, and it'll be half-time. A fairly even game. Man City definitely the better side, but we're putting up a fight, and that's what I wanted, really. 2 injuries, though. Very frustrating. Well, as we kick off the second half, I'm optimistic we can get some out of this. I really am. We've played very, very well. Oliver Torres now will find Diaby. What could Diaby do? He's got great footwork, hasn't he? Kramaric now, very strong on the ball. He's just been closed out by Man City there, and a simple case of being closed down. Sergio Ramos now will be able to move the ball to Sabitzer. And Aguero has had a fantastic performance for them. Really has. Kevin De Bruyne now charging forward. What options do we have in this situation? We don't have many, and the midfield aren't helping out in the slightest. And we have a problem instantly. De Bruyne, Sabitzer, Aguero, and Jonathan Tad doesn't clear it well. Oh, but now the break could be on. I want Paulinho to make a run, and Maximilian Arnold just wanted to get it wide to Diaby, didn't he? Diaby really is a danger man in that position, and that's where he wanted to go with it, but we just couldn't quite make it happen, could we? And Oliver Torres there again now winning the ball back. Bellarabi will move it back to Torres. Paulinho is going to try and find Bellarabi, and I think he's found him on side. And Karim Bellarabi, what can he do? Can he finish it? Bellarabi! Bellarabi! The old man on the pitch. He outruns all the defenders, and he has managed to tuck the ball away. And Bellarabi will find himself on a score sheet of this, and I can't help but smile at that situation. It was a beautiful ball into him, and what a finish. I saw the keeper come off his line, and I thought, you're going to leave a gaping gap, and he did, and a superb finish from Karim Bellarabi, and that's why we kept hold of him. Well, Manchester City probing now, and Sven Bender will do very well there to get the ball back. Maximilian Arnold then, though, is tackled, and it'll be constant City pressure now, I imagine, until the end of the game. It's Kevin De Bruyne up against Oliver Torres. Torres having a great time in midfield today. Very impressed with him. If he keeps that up throughout the season, we'll be happy. Oh, you've got to do better against Maximilian Arnold. You've got to do far better against Maximilian Arnold. And now Maximilian Arnold will be allowed to run with it a little bit. And oh, he nearly finds Kramaric. But unfortunately, it lands in the path of Sergio Ramos. And we need to get Maximilian Arnold back, that's for sure. Paulinho looking to cover in there, though. And a terrible ball forward from Manchester City. Bellarabi now, been broken free. He's going to play the ball to Kramaric. What's Kramaric going to do with it? He's good on the ball, and he's going to wait for Paulinho to make that run. He finds Paulinho in the end, but it wasn't great, was it? It wasn't a great pass, and a little bit of a wasted opportunity at this stage in the game where it is wide open. It does feel like at this moment in time, any team could get a goal. Manchester City feel a little bit nervous after conceding that one, and obviously they must be nervous. They're making a substitution now. Gundogan on. Sabitzer off. I don't know if we should make one yet or not. I don't know if we should. The obvious change would be Bellarabi off because he's knackered, but he did get the goal, but the old man is a little bit tired, but I don't know, with the two substitutes we had to make early in the game, I don't know if we want to make another one yet, but wow, we've sprung Kramaric here. Paulinho now. Can he do? He's going to try and find Kramaric. He will find Kramaric. He will hold up the ball very well. And then playing Paulinho, who's going to take this to the sideline and whip it across. Surely the keeper was in no man's land. And Karim Bellarabi manages to get himself a goal. Call me, baby. What a finish. What a finish. What's the keeper doing? Stefan here had a bit of a nightmare with Bellarabi's first goal. He's definitely had a nightmare with Bellarabi's second goal. We just lofted that one in there, asked a question, and he's nowhere near him. Nowhere near him. Even clatters his own player. And I think it's Angelillo he clatters. And what a goal. And that will be, unfortunately, Bellarabi's last action because he is extremely tired. But what a goal. Well, after scoring two superb goals, he's going to come off it, and Lucas Vazquez will see his first game time at Bayer Leverkusen. Potentially get a lot of game time this season because Bellarabi obviously isn't going to be fit every game. So Vazquez needs to fit into the team quickly, needs to fit into the system quickly because he's probably going to play a lot of football. Also, they've brought off De Bruyne and brought on Phil Foden. An interesting one because you would have imagined they'd want to keep De Bruyne on. But at the end of the day, this is practically a pre-season tournament, so no surprise, really. Arias has done very well dealing with Raheem Sterling in this one. I've been really impressed. Vazquez now, if he did find Arnold there, that would have been fantastic. But instead, it's found us in a bit of a tricky position. But it doesn't matter because Oliver Torres is there. In this moment in time, we might be on for trophy number 2. I even forgot about this competition, to be honest with you. Oh, wow. Kramaric to finish the game off, maybe. Kramaric, the goalkeeper's not had a great game. Kramaric couldn't get the right kind of shot, though, could he? Unfortunately. Great ball in behind. Well, Diaby's been set through here. Oh, this could be a moment for him. This would be magic as well to show why he's staying at the club, and a stoic figure at the club is what I was trying to say at the exact same time. We just can't find the back of the net, and we have to remember here that we are only leading by the 1 goal, and they still have a lot of danger on this pitch as Aguero does try and find Raheem Sterling, as he's tried to do several times in the game. Raheem Sterling will take it out, though. Well, Maximilian Arnold's won that in a very dangerous position. And what I like about Maxi Arnold there is he started the season as he ended the last one. And we're just going to take this one down the line, of course. And we're just going to hold on to it. And surely the referee's going to blow up. I tell you what, we'll just fire in across. And the referee's still not blown up. Come on, referee. What's going on here? And the keeper's decided he's not going to play the ball out, and he does in the end to Laporte. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Another trophy to Bayer Leverkusen in what was really a thrilling game. I'm looking forward to editing this one. Very exciting game. They absolutely stormed back into the match with Sterling and Aguero making it 2-1. 2 goals from Bellarabi in the second half, though, changed everything. And we'll be lifting another trophy, and it will be Sven Bender. Rayleigh has been marvellous for us, and he made a mistake in this one, but he also made several interceptions that were important. Bayer Leverkusen here will be lifting another trophy. This early into this career mode, I didn't expect it, but it is only the Super Cup. I imagine if we play against Man City, there'll be a bigger force in the Champions League this season. But there we have it. Bayer Leverkusen, Super Cup champions. I mean, it flows off the tongue. It's a fantastic sight to see as well. Sven Bender getting to lift that trophy. The trophy lift, obviously, massively important to those Bayer Leverkusen fans to see that we are improving season in, season out. And maybe we've just shown a brief sight today that life without Diaby will not be too glum. And some big names in there. Maximilian Arnold being one of them. But Oliver Torres had a fantastic game as well. And who can doubt the man himself, Karim Bellarabi. I don't think Amiri should be jumping up and down as much as he is, considering the injury. But we'll see how bad that is now. Well, we don't often do these, but we'll certainly do this one. I'm just going to say we'll just get on with the injury for Rebic. It's not what we wanted. Congratulations. How does that rank? This is just the start, and it is just the start of this life at Bayer Leverkusen. We will be making huge strides forward. The team does have to come first. It is a team game, and we want the entire team to get the game time that it deserves. I mean, the big thing here for us now, though, is seeing... I'm nervous. Is seeing the injuries. Jonathan Tarr's happy with us, though. His gaffer, thanks for listening to him. Keep your feet on the ground. Stay grounded, Jonathan. And let's see what the injuries are. We've got an offer for Tarr, but... He's Manchester United, but I don't think he's going anywhere. Tournament prize money as well. Let's deal with this bid first before the injuries. It's not as good as an offer as we've had before, and we're going to keep rejecting it until a real big offer comes in that just twists our hand and we don't really have a choice but to let him go. Oh, this is bad news for Rebic. So the new transfer signing, Ante Rebic, has suffered a broken toe injury. Will be out for up to 3 months. That's not great news, is it? And you guys instantly, I could see you screaming in the comments like, well, if you had to put injuries on. But honestly, this makes it so much more realistic. And realism is something that is really important to me to keep me happy with the save and intrigued in playing the save. So without Rebic, that is a frustrating sight to see for him after 3 months after just signing. And Amiri, dislocated shoulder, will be out for 2 months, so we will be seeing a lot more of the man himself, Paulinho. I am going to toy with it. I may turn it down a little bit, but 2 injuries in 1 match early in the season isn't exactly something that is untoward that you wouldn't see. So I'm going to leave it at 75 for now, but in the future, we may turn it down to more like 65, I don't know, or 70, but I'm actually quite happy with the injuries. It forces our hand. It means we will have to change what we are doing this season to a degree now. It means that where is Paulinho? Paulinho will be playing a lot more football. I can tell you that for free. And also, we got Florian Wirtz, who's come back into the team this season. He could see more game time at Camp Nou, with Amiri being out for the long term. And I just like it. I think it adds a little bit of realism that you're not going to have all your best players all the time. You're going to be forced into different decisions depending on injuries and the team that you have. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we will play against Schalke. Potentially sim Paderborn and play against Augsburg. Maybe we'll play all 3. I haven't decided yet, but with the transfer window, we do it a little bit differently. There's still deals to be done. We're still looking at that left winger, and potentially we might look for another player as well. If we're going to see more injuries, squad depth for once will be important. At this moment in time, you're worse off for having good squad depth for the sheer fact that then you don't have sharpness, because you can't give everyone sharpness because of the training drills. So you've got to strike that balance. But with injuries, you'll actually have to have a bigger squad. You'll have to have more squad depth if you know you're going to have injuries throughout the season. I think last season we had 1 injury, well, we had more than 1, but we had 1 injury, and it was a training injury. We never got an in-game injury. That's the first time I've seen the referee blow up for an in-game injury, and it was Diaby, and he got injured in a training injury for 2 months, and that's it. That's all we've had injuries-wise. For me, that's not realistic. It's not enough injuries. It doesn't make sense that I'm not going to be without players at certain stages of the season. So that's why we've turned the injuries up. And that does genuinely mean that we're going to have more squad depth if we're going to have players that are injured. And it will give opportunities to youngsters to come through. Paulinho and Wirtz now are going to get a lot of game time at cam if needed, although I think Jean Mario can play there as well. And I just really like the flavour it will add to the career mode. But anyway, guys, that's been it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the start of the transfer window. I love stuff like that. And a fantastic game in the Super Cup. I'm happy with some of the changes we've made moving forward for this career mode in this season. Anyway, guys, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.